In this video, I'm going to talk to you briefly about lean in contracts. You must set up your contracts to where you ask for the right lean behaviors on the project, or else you're not going to win. So right now, what I'm going to explain to you is the concept and then some ideas for things that you can ask for in your contracts that will set you up for success later on down the road. Now, let me say something that is polarizing, and this might even offend some of my friends, but I'm going to say it anyway. The concept of buying out lean is a thing. You've got to do it. Anybody who says you don't have to put lean in your contracts has probably not implemented lean before. Like, you cannot tell your trade or surprise your trade partners with Foreman huddles and worker huddles and zero tolerance and pull plans and all of these things that we're asking them to do. You can't surprise them with that and not have them in the contracts. If you do that, you're gonna get a massive change order from your trades saying, oh, you had this Foreman huddle, you had 3 of my guys or gals in this meeting for 30 minutes times however many days, here's a $50,000 change order. You've got to get these clearly explained in the contract ahead of time. So what I like to do when I'm thinking about lean in contracts is I'm thinking about, hey, how do I want to organize my project? So let's say that you have a project and that you have the project broken out in the interiors, right? You have it as structure plus exterior. And then let's say maybe that you have the basement, okay, plus your site work, okay? So all good. So you, as a general contractor for each of these areas, you want to do a pull plan, which I'll just list as PP. You'll want to do weekly work planning, which happens once a week. You will want to do day planning, which I'll do as DP. You'll want to track percent plan complete. Okay, you will want to make sure that you have quality pre-install meetings, which I'll list as QPI, right? You'll want to have morning worker huddles, which I'll do as MWH, right? Per, and so I'm just going to do this, per functional area, right? And so you want each of these areas to have their own huddle systems. So each one of these areas are going to have their own designated foreman by trades. You want to scale out this information to these individual trade partners, so they're all going to have tablets. And you see where I'm going. I'm going to pause at this point because I don't want to take up your time going through this in too much detail. But the bottom line is, there's a requirement, you have to have foremen separated out by geographical area, there's a requirement. Oh, by the way, you're going to be using TACT, last planner, okay, and Scrum on the project site, and. So there's all these requirements. If I'm a trade partner coming in, I'm like, whoa, what is this? Like, I didn't bid 2 foremen for this job. I didn't buy them iPads or tablets, right? What's going on? The problem was we didn't clearly explain early on what things we wanted in their inclusions, or at least as a part of the basis of schedule. So we've got to fix that. Let me give you some common items right now. So I've just listed a few of the items that I would make sure to buy out properly on every project. Number 1, TACT. Them knowing that they're going to be working on a rhythm and using the TACT production system, I would definitely make sure that was clear. Number 2, or the second one, last planner system. Knowing that they are going to have a weekly meeting for their look-aheads and weekly work plans and a daily meeting for their foreman huddles is key. The other one is Scrum, knowing that their office teams will get to interact with a Scrum board for any of their critical items by functional area. Another one is zero tolerance. If we're going to be zero tolerance with safety or cleanliness or organization and deliveries, right, they need to know how that's going to happen from day one. Another one is cleanliness. The fact that you will not be doing composite cleanup crews and that crews will have to clean as they go, this must be in the contract. Like, let's say you're a union shop and your journeyman folks are not allowed to clean as they go. You need to plan, or the trades need to plan to have those laborers available as they go. Foreman by geographical location. Again, you can't run last planner if you don't have foreman or lead persons by functional area in the right huddles. So this has got to be clearly spelled out in the contract. Pull plans, knowing that these foremen or the super or the PM will get to spend 1 to 3 hours ahead of every phase doing a pull plan, they need to know that ahead of time. Huddles. So I do an afternoon foreman huddle, a morning worker huddle, and then enable and require the crews to do a crew preparation huddle every day. That needs to be spelled out in the contract. Grading. If I'm going to grade all of the contractors on an A to F scale, according to certain criteria, the trades need to know what that criteria is and that they will be graded. Quality. Knowing that the foreman should be in these quality pre-construction meetings ahead of time is crucial. And again, the worker huddles, that's typically something that if you don't spell out, they'll be like, okay, I had 30 people times 10 minutes times 300, you're going to get a massive change order. Now, I will say implementing lean, I've never gotten a change order and I've never had pre-con efforts pricing skyrocket to where I couldn't afford the job. The key here is about respect. If you're going to do these things, tell the trade partners, have the conversation, because if you don't specify it, then the trades do not owe it to you down here when you want to implement. So I will link you in the description below to a blog post that will cover the different options. It's already typed up for you. You can use it at any time. I hope you enjoy it and that you implement it on your job. On we go.